Hi guys, today I am going to be trying out this game called Cupid visual novel. I can't really remember what it's about, to be honest. It's kind of sounding creepy. I really have no recollection of me downloading this, but I believe it's free to play, so that's probably why I did that, and I guess I like the sound of it. But I've just clicked on it and it says it's got graphic mature content, so I'm kind of nervous. Hopefully this sounds alright for you. I think this is the clearest and nicest game video I'm putting out to you guys so far. I think I've got everything alright. Some things may still need a little bit of adjusting, but yeah, also I'm still finding it difficult to kind of multitask and talking to you guys whilst I'm playing a game. But yeah, I've never played this before. Let's just start and see what happens. Okay, I love you. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully the sound of this is alright. I turned it down a little bit. I didn't know if it's going to interfere too much with my voice. Guess I click. I love you, I love you. I love you. Okay. There's no need to explain, it's only natural. A mother loves her daughter more than anything else in the world. He hates you, doesn't he? The whole lot of them despise you, don't they? This is kind of weird. Chasing you into the forest and gouging a hole into your leg, all because you smiled at their husbands. And you know what? You deserve it. You freak. Whoa, you disgusting, horrible, filthy little girl. This is really horrible. I feel kind of terrible reading it out. Okay, didn't I tell you to stay away from them? You never listen. Serves you right for being the dirty girl you are. But you don't have to worry, my darling. It's alright. This sounds like, what's it? Emotional abuse. I don't like it. Even if the whole world wishes you dead, I promise you this. Your mother will always be by your side. Priest. My goodness, child, whatever has happened to you? Oh god, this is quite horrible. A girl was slumped in the doorway, soaked by the rain. Her legs were covered in dirt and blood. She lifted her head upon hearing the priest's voice and stared at him with blank eyes. There's going to be a lot of me reading in this. I hope you don't mind. Hopefully my voice isn't too off-putting. Bless me, Father. I guess this is the girl's voice. For I have sinned. I'll just use my usual voice for that, I don't know. She hobbled forwards, her bloodied leg giving way. Automatically the priest rushed forward to steady her. Years of spiritual training had prepared him for the most unexpected guests to his church. I really like the art style of this, by the way. It's quite nice. I like it. And I am really getting into visual novels. I've played Break Chance Memento, but it was just the demo. And I think I've played another one as well. But anyway, I just kind of like the style of it. I think it's pretty cool. Again, that's probably another thing that attracted me to downloading this. And the fact that it was free. You know, no money spent. Okay, he sprung into action. He ushered her to a pew, brought out some clean cloth and antiseptic, and began to bandage the wound on her leg. Also, yeah, sorry if I'm crouched down. My webcam's up there and I'm slouched. I sit really badly. And yeah, hopefully my little box square thing isn't cutting off too much. Anyway, I'm gonna just stop apologising for stuff and just... yeah, I'm just gonna... yeah. Yet for all this, he found that he couldn't take his eyes off her. He would be gazing at the roll of bandages in his hand, deciding how to tie them. And then, out of nowhere, he would be staring into her eyes. Even with all the mud and grime smeared across her face, he couldn't deny that she was absolutely beautiful. How old was she? 20? 18? 16? Her face was so young. The priest had long since aged past his desire for the opposite sex, but somehow something about her enraptured him. When he realised his own thoughts, he quickly steered his mind towards other matters. Oh, is he a creepy priest? I hope not. My child, what happened to you? She seemed to take all the time in the world before responding. He looked at me. Looked? He looked at me and he touched me. Okay, this is weird. I don't really want to say this. And then he started to kiss me. Okay. Oh, I don't like where this story is going. Definitely going to be dark. Okay. At first the priest didn't understand. Then he realised with a jolt of anger what she meant. It was happening more and more often nowadays. The young men of France these days were spirited, uncontrollable ruffians. Got me tongue-tied. A lady walking home by herself one night would be prey to a few number of them. Lust. One of the 7 deadly sins. The one that the priest personally despised the most. He sounds like he's got a bit of that going for her, though, the way he was thinking when he looked at her, though. So, I don't know. Furrowing his brow... I can't talk. I don't know why I'm so tongue-tied. Furrowing his brow in sorrow, the priest laid a hand on her thigh. You're safe now, child. God's house is a sanctuary for the faithful. I don't think he'll protect me. He looked at her in confusion. You see, Father, I have sinned again. Right there among the pews before the altar of God, she bowed her head. I'm sorry. Was she apologising to him or to someone else? Her hair hid her face and her eyes, and the priest could make neither head nor tail of her. He suddenly realised that his hand was still on her thigh, and he hurriedly drew it away. This is kind of weird. I'm sorry. I have a feeling like it's going to be a lot of like the introduction, getting the background story to this girl and the priest and everything, and then I'm going to be able to make decisions. So I do apologise if this is kind of boring. I just kind of went to give it a casual play, you know what I mean, just to slowly introduce some more gameplay onto my channel and feel a little bit more confident in doing so, I guess. She repeated the phrase over and over. After a while the priest got up. Don't fret, child, you are not to blame. I will contact the local constable, but in the meantime you are free to make yourself at home here. Oh, I'm forgetting the voice, sorry, I'm so bad at this. I will fetch you a hot drink. He patted her hand and left to go to the back room. She remained seated on the pew, her head bent forward. As the priest's footsteps faded away, the entire church fell into silence. I keep forgetting I'm supposed to click. I'm like waiting for something to happen, but obviously it's me that's controlling it. I'm such an idiot. Now that it was the end of the night, the clouds covered the sky. Barely a sliver of moonlight filtered through the stained glass. The girl sat alone in a ring of darkness. She opened her mouth. No, I know. If I may say my piece, surely. Yes, mother. Okay, is my mum dead? But he is so very kind. Is she like a ghost or something, like a malevolent spirit? Haven't you learned your lesson, idiot? I fear for your safety. Oh my god, am I the mother? Oh, how should I take this? I'll be nice, first of all. I'll fear for your safety. Child, follow mother's words and leave. You saw the look in his eyes, didn't you? You cannot stay here. Even a man of God can stain you with the filthiest colours. Be a good girl and follow mother's words. Oh, this sounds so bad. Manipulation, I don't like it. But it's cold outside, mother. The rain has not let up. Can't I stay? No! Oh, apparently I've unlocked achievement. Mother's intuition. You leave now and that is final. I will not hear another argument. I'm sorry. Please don't be angry, mother. I understand I shall leave at once. How am I going to mind you like this? You attract so much misfortune everywhere you go. Let's see what happens. I feel so guilty because I don't like the way this is going. This sounds like it's going to be like really dark and horrible, but let's see how this one pans out. Why must you be like this? You are a blight to my heart. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. The girl sat in silence. Mother was right after all. She was always right. Everything was her fault. Her fist shook with a mixture of fear and conviction. She had to do penance. Mother, give me your strength. There is something I wish to do. The girl rose from the pew. In front of her was the altar, and on top of the altar was an ornately decorated cross. It was as wide as her hand. Oh, as her head, sorry. Yeah, I need my glasses. Even this close, I can just about see it. Everything's like blurry. And the tip of the cross had been crafted such that it was razor sharp. She left the pew, knelt briefly, and then walked over to the altar. Don't tell me. You're quite sure you're doing this? The girl's arm trembled ever so slightly. What other way is there for me to atone? She picked up the cross. Oh, my darling daughter, mother is proud of you. Slowly she brought the sharp end close to her face. So close that it hovered just above her left eye. And then she... don't like the sound of that. Chapter 1. The Star and the Rose. What a delightful title for something that seems so bloody dark. Okay. A scruffy young girl in tattered clothes peeked through the open gates of Château du Sommiel. An afternoon goûter was being held in its gardens. I haven't done French since GCSE French, and even that I don't understand how I got like a B grade or whatever, so do apologise any of my pronunciations of the stuff I'm saying. I don't even know what I'm saying, so yeah, let's carry on. This is a really nice vivid colour. I like this, like the blues and the greens together, and then the kind of obvious like illustrated house and character. Like the background, the blurriness of it looks quite almost realistic. But yeah, I like the contrast of the kind of art styles going on. There's me, my little review. Right, let's carry on. So, an afternoon gouttiere was being held in its gardens. People from high-class estates strolled around the manicured gardens whilst chatting loudly with one another. There were beautiful ladies clad in silk and velvet, their necks adorned with pearls and jewels. A variety of food was displayed on the tables, and the girl stared at the food. She hadn't eaten properly for the past few days. Are you hungry, child? We must not linger. I wanted to go in the house, so are you hungry, child? My dear. Rose girl. So is this the same girl from, I'm guessing, the church? Now she's got some sort of title. Right. Rose girl. Yes, mother. Don't you worry. Mother will provide. You do not need those high-class foods anyway. They will upset your stomach. Now we've stayed long enough, let us leave. Oh, I wanted to go in there. So surely we can look around for a bit. It's still a little early. There was something else that called to her, other than the party itself. She walked to and fro from the gates, peeking at the crowd despite the urgings of her mother to leave. Just a tiny glance would be enough. The girl smiled at the thought of him. The owner of the chateau, the Marquis de Goul. I don't know, sorry. The girl was drawn to him. He wasn't the same as other people. He seemed different somehow. He was kind to her and always handed her food when she delivered flowers. Her heart felt at ease with him. He's the same as everyone. Greedy. Insatiable. Maybe not for you, but for someone else. Or for something else. I don't know. But he is a kind man, mother. Don't let his kindness fool you. Sweetest tongue hides sharpest tooth, child. Mother sounds like such a bitch, blimey. She bit her lip. Why do you even bother with him? Oh, another achievement unlocked. Cynical mother. He makes me feel like... Nope. He makes me feel that there are still good people in the world, mother. There are no good people in the world, child, and it is hard to say. Let's go for that one. There are no more good people in the world, child. The world has run out of them. All that is left are manipulative souls who appear kind on the outside. Isn't that ironic? Because they need other people to survive. Ultimately, they only care for themselves. Right, okay. Don't you think I'm a good person, mother? Humans are, I can't even say that, intrinsically selfish, including you. Why do you think I take great pains to keep you out of trouble? It's because you are like this little monster. I'm sorry, mother. If I ever caused you any pain, please forgive me. The girl stared at her shoes and looked around for a bit, hoping for just a glance before she left. And there he was. There was no harm in looking, she reasoned. She would never enter the Marquis's world. I'm guessing, by the way, like when she stabbed herself in the face or whatever, I'm assuming it's this eye because it's like all covered. I can't remember if it was covered in the beginning or whatever, but I don't know. She looks kind of reddish and stuff. I don't know. Let her heart be filled with hope. He turned his eyes in her direction. Oh my gosh, why can't I speak? Right, my tongue's too fat or something. I don't know. It's swollen up. I don't even know what I'm saying. Right. Did he smile at her? The girl's heart stopped. Did he recognise her? She beamed. My, is this creature deaf as well as dumb? It might be, poor thing. Mademoiselle! A voice called to the rose girl. She gasped. It seemed that somebody else had noticed her presence. She turned to leave. No, no, my dear. Please, little creature, don't run away. Charlotte, she stinks. Don't touch her. Came to crash the party, little urchin. You hungry? I can't do these voices, and when I do you see my head shaking? I'm really getting into it. Oh my gosh, right. Her stomach gave a low grumble. I will not be able to remember all these voices, so I do apologise now for my slip of character. She was always hungry, it seemed, no matter how much or how little she ate. Encouraged by the kindness of the Marquis had shown her, the girl approached the woman. She teetered towards their table. What are you selling? Look at this poor creature. Is she selling roses? These are all ugly ones. But not as appalling as the rag she is covering herself in. Are you trying your best to be this repulsive? Oh, I can't even do it. Right. Now, don't be mean, Antoinette. Perhaps it's the commoner fashion nowadays. They laughed while walking at her and her wares. Oh my, she only has one eye. Ghastly, but I can't look away. The other lady nodded her head, so I guess I was right about the one eye thing. Yeah, cool. Like a sideshow attraction, you mean? The freaks at the carnivals. God, this is so horrible, and I feel so bad because I'm doing the voices and everything. Oh my gosh. She's darling in her own dirty, monstrous way. Maybe we can keep it. Hello, do you want some bread, urchin? Well, speak up. Maybe her tongue is short. Or short, not short. Okay. Add that to the list of her sterling qualities. Quiet, Antoinette. Come on, don't be shy. Do you want some food? Let us hear you speak. Yes, madame. What? Yes, madame, I'd be grateful. One of the ladies clapped in mockery at her reply. Oh, she talks! That's so mean. Oh, bless her. The ladies handed her the bread, but it was snatched away just before her fingers grazed it. Aha! Ah! I don't even know. What is that? Ah! Ah! What is that? A laugh or what? Like, how do I even say that? Not before you dance for us first. Oh, make her do a handstand. I've seen one of those street people do that. Quite marvellous. Now, I'd like to see that. This party is getting quite boring. Well, come on, ma bête. Dance for your food. Oh, bless her. The girl looked at the beautiful, cruel faces of the women. That look on them. It was a burning desire to hurt something simply because they could. She knew that look. Before they touched her and hurt her, they had that look burning in their eyes. Oh, look at what you did, Claudette. She's shivering like a leaf, poor thing. The lady was laughing as she said those words. I didn't do anything. She'd be grateful for even offering her this much. Besides, these commoners are supposed to be jolly in their misery. Come on, girl, show us your joy. It's so horrible. Oh, God. Right, the girl moved away as they laughed. Mother, please save me. Mother? Haven't I taught you this time and again? People are cruel. Now you see it firsthand. Hey there! Oh, well. Hey there! A child's voice called out from behind her. It belonged to a girl about 7 with chubby cheeks and a look of curiosity in her eyes. She wore an old blue dress, somewhat patched at the corners, but kept clean and tidy. She was not rich, but she had an air as if she owned the ground she stood on. Another commoner. This party is absolutely teeming with them. The Marquise loves these things. Heard he picks them randomly from the street. Maybe I should get me one too. Do you think it's a fashionable abroad in this birth country, I mean? Persia? No, no. I heard he was from India. I heard a rumour he's a bastard son of a Greek queen. Goodness, that is so far-fetched. I can barely pronounce his name, though. He really should change it to something more acceptable. Bloody hell, not only are they horrible to, like, the poor and needy, they're racist as well. Damn! Who knows what kind of demons he might attract with such a blasphemous name. Jesus Christ, they're horrible. Aha! It must be why all these nasty, horrid little creatures flock around him. Oh! Devil or not, I'll forgive him if he kisses my hand. The ladies laughed. Salop! Aren't you shameless? Don't lie. We all know why we're here. The ladies gossiped among themselves, openly ignoring the girl. The young girl took the slighting with a shrug. She approached the table and asserted her presence. What you doing? Goodness, they don't take a hint, do they? Throw something shiny, it might distract them. Hey, you've been holding that bread for a long time. Aren't you going to give it to her? She pointed at the shabby rose vendor. Why do you care? Do you want the bread for yourself? I bet she's hungry too. I know. Maybe we should toss the bread and see if they'll fight for it. The ladies laughed? That's not a word. The ladies laughed to themselves. God, Jen, get it together. The girl stared at them with confusion. Her brows furrowed in a childlike understanding. Okay. Next thing everyone knew, she had swiped the bread from the woman's hand. Oh my! How rude! Horrible, filthy girl. Give that back. The girl... what did that say? Sniffed? Okay, the girl sniffed the piece of bread and nibbled at the surface. Yummy. Still warm. She shoved the bread in the urchin's face. The scrumptious scent of bread flooded the rose girl's nose. Lick it. The sugared butter tastes good. That's such a weird thing to say. No, you devil child. Give that back. Why would they even want that back? Like, now it's been nibbled and, like, licked and stuff. The urchin licked it. Her tongue was coated in sweetness. She stood there squeezing the taste in her tongue. The girl grinned at her, and she couldn't help but grin back. Sorry, here you go. It's all yours. Ugh, disgusting. Like we're going to eat anything that's been in your filthy mouths. Whoa, so this is ours now? The ladies are so nice. Cheeky little brat. I'll have you thrown out of this party. I'll have you... Hello. A young man strode to the commotion. A sweet scent lingered as he passed. The rose girl felt her mouth well up. His presence filled her body, almost as if her hunger was abated. She blushed furiously. What a strange effect he had. I guess his name is Gilmay. Gilmay, I don't know. Ladies. Oh, sir! Oh, Sire Gilmay! I just came to check in on my esteemed guests. Is everything alright? Are you enjoying yourselves? Another lady started fanning herself with obvious annoyance. Well, these little beasts have been harassing us. Yes, my lord. We were just minding our own business. When this girl swiped the food off our table. Horrible little nits. The girl stuck out her tongue at them. A lady wiped her eyes in mock tears. See that? See? Look at that. It's absolutely monstrous how these children act around adults now. There's no respect, monsieur. I worry for the next generation. Oh, Charlotte, don't cry. Well, my lord, we would all breathe a little easier if these children were sent on their way. Yes, who knows what kind of mischief they might be up to. They might set fire to the tables, you see. Oh? Or steal our jewellery. In fact, I think my pocket watch is missing. No, how unfortunate. I really can't do this voice. I really can't do these voices. Oh my god. And look at this little girl's face. They're like, yeah, like, we've got our man now. Yeah, he's going to own you because he's actually secretly nice and stuff and he can't even stand you, so eat that. Basically, that's what the little girl looks like. And then the other girl, she's like, oh, yeah, I've got my squad with me. I'm talking absolute nonsense. Right, carrying on. One of the ladies continued her childish wailing. It is, monsieur. It's unfortunate how you allow your important guests to be treated this way. Please deal with these vermins. Throw them out now. Oh, my sweet ladies, I am stricken with grief at your misfortunes. That is oozing with sarcasm. I love it. Allow me to offer my heartfelt apologies. Or maybe it's just the way I'm reading it. Nah, it's definitely being sarcastic. Unfortunately, this child is my important guest today, and you are, sad to say, paltry squatters. Excuse me? Madame Charlotte of Montpellier, I don't remember sending you an invite. Same for you, Lady Antoinette of Rennes and Lady Claudette of Lyon. Most people I invited are huge patrons of music. That is why they are here today. They came to listen to Mademoiselle Catherine Louise Perride. She is the 7-year-old piano prodigy who played for the Queen last summer. The man pointed at the girl, busy chewing her half of the bread. The rose girl just stared at the unfolding situation. Well, that's... I'm sure you were aware of that, were you not? No matter. I am always happy to see you ladies. It is my pleasure to have you here. But I hope you don't mind giving some food away to my townspeople. That is why I keep my gates open. My servers are instructed to serve anyone who passes by, not just my guests. But don't you fret, my darlings, there is plenty more to be served. The ladies blushed in embarrassment. One of them began to fan herself even faster. Excuse me? The Marquis walked up to the two girls. The rose girl's heart beat so fast it made her head feel light and dizzy. She had never been this close to him. I'm gonna guess, I don't know if I'm like jumping to conclusions, but I feel like she's a special person or something in terms of like she's actually secretly a princess or something. I don't know. That's some like terrible upbringing and stuff, and obviously some nasty things happen to her, and then they fall in love. That's how it sounded to me. I don't know if anybody else is getting those vibes or what. That just seems to be how everything goes. Also, not even sure what kind of genre this is. Obviously, I know it's like a visual novel, but in terms of like, I guess romance and stuff like that, I don't know what just happened to my eyes. Just ignore that. But like, I guess it's some sort of romance, like 19 something France. What am I doing with my hands? No bloody idea. Right. She had never been this close to him. It made her feel a mixture of fear and elation. Lady Catherine, your father has been looking for you. It is almost time for your performance. The girl looked up at the Marquis and did a little curtsy. My apologies, sire. I didn't mean to cause a clatter. Guel chuckled. I saw the whole thing, ma chérie. Chérie? Oh god, my throat has been like crazy. Right, ma chérie. I don't know. You put those ladies in their place. They were being mean to her. Guel narrowed her eyes at the quiet girl. She hid behind her basket of roses. She couldn't look at him directly. He was like the sun. It hurt just to be in his presence. Yet there was relief in her heart as he stepped closer to her. "I've seen you before, haven't I?" The rose girl nodded and made a curtsy. My throat is really dry, it's all this chewing. Very good. Pepsi Max. Cherry. Also, the other day, I finished it. I had like this massive bottle of Coke, and it was ginger beer flavour, and it was awesome. And now it's finished, and I want some more. I wonder if they do small bottles of that, because I just had like one of those massive, 2 litres or something, I don't know. And that was gone in like 2 days, just by me. And I haven't even been drinking fizzy that, well, okay, ignoring this, I haven't really been drinking fizzy that much these days, and that one was just too good to let just, to sit in my room, so it just had to be gone quite clearly. Right, I'm getting distracted. Okay. I deliver roses to your house sometimes, sir, or sire. Yes, the girl with the sweetest face. The rose girl blushed. I love your roses, by the way. They stay fresh longer than they should. You've tended to them with love. Thank you, sire. Do you have a name, young lady? What's the matter? 'Tis all right, young lady, if you would rather... Let's call her Rosa. Rosa, fits her. I think she forgot her name, or she lost it. The Marquis nodded wisely. A valid point. You're right with that, Rosa? Yes. Come on, Rosa, you'll watch me play, right? Her eyes darted from the girl to the Marquis. Oh, Sir Gilly doesn't mind. Gilly? He's really nice to me and my family. And he helps the people around town too. He won't throw you out. The Marquis held his right hand in the air, as if swearing an oath. What was it? Marquis? Is it Marquis? But Marquis is like a big open tent thing, right? I don't know. That's how I'm reading it. I told you French. That was like GCSE. That is like, I don't even know, 5 years ago or something. So I do not know what I'm saying right now. I won't. See? Come on, you're invited now. You're my special guest. There's plenty of food inside too, Rosa. Please help yourself. Thank you, sire. Rosa's coming! Yay! Now this is my first public performance, Rosa. I am a bit nervous. Catherine scratched her head. What will I do if I make a mistake? Papa will be very upset. The Marquis knelt in front of Catherine and rubbed her shoulders fondly. You won't make a mistake, ma chérie. As long as you put your heart into the keys, play to touch your audience, and any mistake won't matter. Do you understand? Catherine stared at the Marquis. Not really. The man chuckled. You will someday. Just play your first song with me in your mind, will you? Something that you think will make me smile. Guillemot held Catherine's clear young eyes in his glare. He kissed her hand. It was covered with sticky sugar and breadcrumbs. Ugh. Catherine blushed. It was the first time she looked embarrassed by anything. It would be my pleasure, sir. Catherine trudged up to the wooden podium and walked towards the middle of the stage. The crowd's chatter died down. Thank you, thank you. She curtsied in front of her audience, waved to her father, and stole a glance at I can't remember what that said. Anyway, the man gave her a tiny nod. Aww. She sat down in front of the piano, admiring the cream and ebony keys underneath her fingers. Her own piano was broken and beaten. Father had sold his horse for it. The A3 key never played, and the strings would creak when it was cold. But it had never failed her. She knew the keys like they were her own fingers. She whispered to the new piano softly, as if coaxing a beautiful, untamed animal. Let's be friends, okay? She saw Rosa at the far end of the podium, watching her diligently. There was a renewed vigour in her blood. She could hear the keys calling out to her. A song that would make him smile. She placed her fingers on the keys. She began to play. At the ring of the first few notes, it became apparent to the audience that this girl was something special. Here was a little girl, barely tall enough to reach the pedals of the piano, playing as if she owned it. There were times she'd miss a note or two, but that didn't matter. She played the song to make someone smile, and it touched everyone present. Her muscle skills, what? Okay. Her musical skill was far beyond her years. Her fingers caressed the keys as if she were making a flower crown, carefully weaving the petals. She knew the correct way to tie the leaves so they wouldn't tear, like all smart little girls did. As the piano sang under her hands, Catherine seemed to disappear right in front of the audience's eyes. She was just a vision, after all, somebody leading them down a dream. Aw, this is really pretty. A dream of a garden, the springtime, the shade of a tree on a windy day. The couples in the audience tightened their grip on their hands to their partners. She closed her eyes and let the music saturate their soul. Sweet memories of youth, a first love, the yawn of a newborn. Rosa's eyes shone as she stared at Catherine. Her heart was captured by this image of her. A young girl swaying in her head to the music, smiling as the notes poured out of her. She couldn't take her eye away from Catherine's glowing face. Was this happiness? Was this love? She looked like she was in love. And she was, wasn't she? In her innocence, she was in love with life, in love with her family and with her pets, in love with every new discovery. She was full of hope. It was a bittersweet feeling for Rosa. A happy teardrop rolled down her cheek. She wanted to warm herself in that hope if she could. In the audience, Gumel and Catherine's father sat beside each other. Sir Period. Period? I just said Sir Period, didn't I? Oh gosh. Sire Period, your daughter is amazing. She is, isn't she? I mean, pardon my arrogance, my liege. I am very, very proud father, you see. No pardon necessary, sire. Has she found a sponsor yet? The Duke of Versailles once spoke to me about it, but we have not made any arrangements. Then I must steal her away as soon as possible. Sire? I'd like to be Catherine's primary sponsor, if that is all right with you. Why, sire! And to further cement my status, that piano she is playing right now, it is hers. I bought it for her. Francois's eyes widened in astonishment. That is... Francois gulped. Gulp? That is beyond generous, sire. Gimel smiled. Well, I must make it harder for you to refuse me, you see. I took the opportunity of asking you outright. You see, the Duke might offer an extravagant piano plated in gold. In that case, I have no choice but to humbly concede. My hair's going in my ear, sorry. That was uncomfortable. Right. What? I am kidding. The Duke of Versailles is the worst master you'll ever meet. The men chuckled. Of course, I shall be paying for her musical tutoring as required, along with an ample stipend, I don't know what that word is, to accommodate your family. Ah, you don't have to look so surprised, Monsieur Period. Your daughter is a star. There is an effervescence. How do you say that? Oh God, all these words are too big for me to understand. Effervescence about her that enraptures the soul. There is no doubt in my mind that she will succeed. Thank you deeply, my liege. Please call me by my name, Monsieur. Let me remind you, this generosity isn't without charge. Her tutoring will be done at my house. I want to monitor her progress. Apart from that, I'd very much like Catherine to visit me and play from time to time. Music is one of my true passions. Her presence would benefit my mood tenfold. Of course, sire, that is a small price to pay for all your offers. On the contrary, monsieur. You don't have to decide now. Kindly think about it. Thank you, my lord. Sire Gumel. Or Gilme. I keep saying the wrong name. I don't even know. Right, okay. After the performance, Catherine and Rosa went to the Marquis's garden to play. Francois and Gilme lingered. You know what I'm trying to say, okay? Lingered on their table, sorting out the details of Catherine's further education. Another character, okay. Emily Pide wandered about the crowd, searching for a familiar face. She had arrived halfway through Catherine's performance just in time to gush at her little sister's applause. Unfortunately, she couldn't find her father in the crowd. When she finally caught sight of the back of his head, she approached him hastily. "Father, there you are! I've been looking all over for you." Emily stopped, and she saw the man her father was talking to. It was none other but the Marquis himself. She fixed her hair self-consciously and curtsied. "My lord, pardon my intrusion. I didn't realise." Gilme smiled at her kindly. "You are free to intrude any time, my lady." Emily or Emile? I don't know. I'm going to say Emily. Emily smiled back. Just as the rumour said, the Marquis was easy on the eyes. "To whom do I owe my pleasure of your acquaintance?" "This is my eldest daughter, Emilie. Pardon me for not introducing her sooner." "Charmed." Gilme offered her a seat. Emily sat down across the man. "Well, it seems talent and good looks runs in the family." Francois rubbed his neck. "Yes, my daughters are my pride and joy. Thankfully, they both took after their mother." "Surely not, Monsieur Period. The eyes are yours. Earnest and loving eyes." Emily snorted at such sappy words. Her father was clearly basking in the compliments. If this really was the famous gourmet the rumours talked about, I read that really weird, then he wasn't exactly much of a charmer, was he? She didn't know what all the fuss was about. The ladies in the house she worked for could not seem to stop talking about this man. Admittedly, there was something morbidly curious about the way he looked at people. Like he was always distracted and could only say words that were expected of him. I'm pleased to have finally met you, sire. I've heard a lot about you on my travels. All good things, I hope. Depends on the tabloid and the day of the week. Emily thought to herself and chuckled. You are a governess, I was told. Where do you work? With the Dimitri household, sire. Ah, yes, I heard you were marrying into the family soon. Oh, father, I told you not to tell anybody yet. I didn't. But you know how people talk. Word travels fast. My throat's really hurting. Pardon the comment then, my lady. I can't talk. My throat hurts. I'm actually kind of getting tired. I don't even know why it's like going up to 1:30 and like in the day. I don't know why I'm tired. I've got to go out later anyway, so I've got to get pumped, you know. Anyway, pardon the comment then, my lady. Please. Your betrothed is a lucky man, I'm sure. Conversation endured through the afternoon. Small talk, musical composers, their little town. Catherine's musical background, Francois's students, Emily's work. Emily played with her napkin, offering droll opinions on the particularly droll topics. All throughout the exchange, Emily observed the infamous Marquis de Gaulle. This was him, the audacious, shameful flirt of the royal court and tabloids. According to rumours, he was able to bed both the widowed Countess of Devonshire and her daughters at the same time, and even had a tumultuous relationship with the Prince of Garnet. He didn't limit himself to royalty, or so the tabloids said. His latest fling was with an English poet, who they say almost killed him when he was caught with another man. Or woman. Okay. At this point, who knew what was real and what was a blatant lie made up by the newspapers? She had looked forward to meeting him. And here he was, finally, talking about sampling the new bakery's creme brulee. She couldn't say she was disappointed exactly, but the Marquis was a depressingly normal man. Maybe even boring, Emily ventured. She watched as his gaze flickered across her hair and her nose before lazily trailing away. How infuriating. She wondered if he would suddenly say something queer, or insist to dance with her. Just something outrageous. Honestly, so she could just shoot him down. This man whom everyone was so interested in. That would be a small victory for reasonable women everywhere. But the Marquis was nothing but polite. He did not ogle. He did not touch unnecessarily. No audacious gestures or suggestive winks of the eye. He would not even look at her for more than 2 seconds. Maybe she was not pretty enough to flirt with. Emily bit her lip. She shouldn't be thinking that. But there were also times that he would quietly look into her eyes when the conversation lulled. So awkward. When the words spoken were without meaning, their eyes would converse further. It's glowing. To Emily, he'd started to look lonely underneath the facade of caprice. He seemed tired of all the gallivanting, the rumours and the numerous flings. We are all a little lonely, aren't we? Perhaps even he. He invited the family over to his chateau and commented on how empty the building felt sometimes. Music was his guilty pleasure. It got him through the cold nights, he said with a sad grin. How he wouldn't mind a warm soul to touch. And before she could stop herself, Emily had begun to imagine her lips on his neck, or on her neck. Yeah, okay, I don't know. On one of those cold nights. That's so awkward. Emily shook her head, trying to erase the thoughts in her mind. They were having a perfectly mundane conversation. I don't know how far this is going to go, guys, so I apologise in advance. I'll have to put like a, I don't know, warning somewhere. Maybe when it gets a little bit more explicit, I don't know. She didn't know where those thoughts came from. Fortunately, her father didn't seem to notice. Music and loneliness struck a nerve with Francois Parade. He had immersed himself in his music tutoring, his students and Catherine, ever since his wife had gone sick. It had been 6 years, but sometimes the nights were cold. For Francois, the Marquis was speaking to his soul. He was a kindred spirit. He wasn't a pompous showboat like all the other royalty Catherine had played for. The Marquis even had a wine collection he wanted to show Francois. Such a down-to-earth, generous young man. Emily, your face is flushed. Are you all right? I'm fine, just the sun probably. This was not true, of course. Also, I'm not doing a French accent because before I even realised it was supposed to be like set in France, I was already doing like my normal accents. And second of all, I do not want to butcher the accent any more than I'm butchering the words, so do excuse that. The afternoon sun had already lost most of the heat. Thankfully, Catherine provided a distraction. She ran towards their little huddle and flung her arms around her father's torso, chattering happily about gardens and butterflies. A young ragged girl followed behind her. Emily wasn't sure how old the girl was. Her dirty blonde hair hid the left side of her face. You could just see faint traces of scars peeking through. A surge of motherly affection caught hold of her heart. "Hello there, young lady." The girl looked down at her toes, but she gave her a shy smile. "I see you've made a crown of flowers. You look very pretty." "Thank you, madame." Catherine gave it to me. "Sister, this is Rosa. She's really nice. She knows the names of all the flowers in Sir Gilly's garden." "Catherine, there you go again with your silly names." "Sister, help me convince Papa to let Rosa stay with us." "Catherine?" "Papa, please, please let her stay with us. She doesn't have anywhere to go." "Now, Catherine, that's not very nice. Rosa-haie is a girl. She is not a kitten you can just pluck from the street and take home like you always do with stray animals. Goodness knows we have all the stray cats of France living in our house." "Yes, I know she's not a kitten. I know she's a girl. But shouldn't we take her home even more so?" Francois sighed. Guillemot chuckled under his breath. He was clearly enjoying this exchange. "Your daughter has some very unique views, Sir Paride." "Well, Sir Gilly, what do you think?" "Huh?" Guillemel's face lost his casual bystander look. "You're a Marquis. I'm sure my father would have followed your orders, right? Shouldn't we take Rosa home?" Guillemel's brows furrowed at being put on the spot so suddenly. He stole a glance at Francois, but was silently pleading him with his eyes not to humour the child. He cleared his throat. "Well, I'm sure it's up to your father, since he owns the house. He will have to clothe and feed Rosa, you see." "Yes, but I've got all that figured out. Ever since Sister moved to work, nobody minds the house anymore, and I have to wash the dishes every time. Ugh. Papa's so busy, and we always have enough food for the two of us. If Rosa stays, then I wouldn't be so lonely on my own. She'll wear Sister's old clothes, and we'll mind the house when both Sister and Father are away. She can wash the dishes sometimes, and I'll wash them sometimes." I said that weird too. Guillemot and Francois shared a look. "And besides, if it were up to me, I'd have people take one girl home in their house and give her food. Girls don't even eat that much, not sure about boys." She thought for a bit, "but I'm sure it's not too much that people can't take them home too. One time I ate the whole plate of potatoes and my stomach hurt. If Rose was there, I wouldn't have eaten so much. Maybe." "She's so cute." Guillemot couldn't help but laugh, and so I rubbed his neck in embarrassment. "I'm so sorry, sire. She's very headstrong." Father, I'm sure taking Rosa in wouldn't be much trouble for us financially, yes?" "My new work pays better. I'm sure we can adjust." "Well, about that. Perhaps if Rosa works in my household, it wouldn't be much of a burden to your family, Sire Paride." "Sir Gilly is great!" "You are truly a kind soul, sire." "Not at all. I'm sure I need her help more than she needs mine. Isn't that right, Rosa?" "In that case, I would love to offer my home to Rosa, although I'm still worried that this is supposed to be more complicated, sire. What about her family or friends?" Too much bubbles in my mouth. They are gone. Cool. Right. Are we violating any laws, perhaps? I'm not even sure. As long as it is consensual, sire, the details can be smoothed out later. The girl was quiet the whole time. She was looking at her toes or at Catherine. "Rosa, do you have any family, relatives or friends you stay with?" "No, sire. My mother died a long time ago." Okay, so I was right about that too. Maybe she's like a little bit like crazy or something. I don't know. Or maybe her mum is actually a malevolent spirit, like telling her what to do and stuff. I don't know. Still has that emotional hold over her or something. I don't know. But she guides me always, so please don't be compelled to mind me. "No, don't go back on the streets, Rosa. It's September, it's going to be really cold soon. Sir Gilly will even give you work. Stay with us." "But Catherine..." Francois sighed in surrender. All right, you can stay for the night." "Papa!" "Just for tonight, then we'll see if she wants to stay for longer." "Catherine, you cannot hold people in their place just because you want them there. Do you understand? If Rosa wants to leave, she may leave. You cannot keep her like an object." Guillemot cleared his throat. "That is sound advice, Sir Paride." "Yes, Papa, I understand. Rosa, please make yourself comfortable in our home." "Thank you." Papa is the best. Catherine turned to Gamir again. Sir Gilly, don't you think if everyone with a house takes one person home, nobody would freeze in winter? You should make it into a law. They'll obey you because you're a marquis, and because you're tall. Oh, so people obey my orders because I am tall. What a compliment. Well, you're taller than my papa at least. He'll never be a marquis. Just because he's not tall. What the heck? Okay, but she's cute. Francois pulled on his daughter's ear with embarrassment. Catherine, mind your manners. I'm sorry, sire. Gamal shook his head, his eyes trailing over the Parade family. Emily watched him curiously. That same sadness once again surfaced for the briefest moment. You have a lovely family, sire. I'm quite jealous. You make me want to settle down myself someday. He chuckled. Maybe. Emily's heart skipped a beat. Did he just look at her when he said that? She couldn't be sure. Catherine is perfect the way she is. It is one of the reasons why I'm very invested in her. Oh. Gilmy knelt down so that he was eye to eye with Catherine. He patted her head. You're a very intelligent and kind-hearted girl, Catherine. You are a star. Mon étoile. Someday, I know you will change the world. At least I'd like to see you try. Oh no. Mother. Oh gosh. Help me. My chest. It's just changed darkly quickly. I can't breathe. No. Catherine! Chapter 2. Le Pique. And I think this is where I'm going to save it. Hopefully the first sentence that just came up is replayable because I didn't see what that said and I've only just decided to stop this. But yeah, thank you ever so much for watching this video. I know it's kind of like a little bit slow going at the moment and stuff, but hopefully this story unfolds very soon and hopefully it's quite good. So far, I'm pretty interested to see where it goes. I'm more interested in the Rosa and mother aspect of this, but you know, the rest of the backstories and everything, it's quite interesting. I'd like to see where that goes. I like the music aspect, not entirely keen on the romance side of things, but that's just me. Yeah, have you guys played this game? If so, what do you think of it? Hopefully you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.